Copenhagen Long Cut, Copenhagen Snuff, Kodiak, Skullberry. Probably like Copenhagen Long Cut would be the strongest dip in the United States. What is snus? Okay, snus is, I'm going to explain this because he asked me to explain this. Snus is pouch tobacco that comes in little tea bags, and you have American snus and you have Swedish snus. American snus is really crap, honestly, from what I've heard. I don't use snus personally. I don't use any smokeless tobacco products aside from nasal snuff. I don't use oral smokeless tobacco products. So you have American snus and you have Swedish snus. American snus, like Marlboro snus, Marlboro snus, Camel snus, Skull snus. Those are really just, from what I've heard, they're really sweet and candy-like. The Swedish snus is more salty and more salty. So, snus is basically pouch tobacco you put in your upper lip and your gum, not your lower lip. And you basically just let it sit there. It has a very high amount of nicotine, and it's often used as a smoking cessation for people. Okay. Okay. If you had to smoke one pipe tobacco for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Okay, so he's talking about my favorite pipe tobacco. Currently, Hartford Home Armanda. That's my favorite tobacco. My favorite pipe tobacco is actually put in a pipe. So, yeah, Armanda by Hartford Home. Pipesandscigars.com. I don't have one favorite tobacco. It's like asking what your favorite food is. I have a lot of different favorite foods. Currently, Hartford Home Armanda. So, that's that. How can you save your pipe tobacco if it gets dried out? You can't. Once pipe tobacco gets dried out, it's really done. You can rehydrate pipe tobacco. You can't save it. You could try putting, moist paper towels over the tobacco. You have to be careful of mold. But you can try moist paper towels. You can try putting an apple slice or a pear slice in your tobacco. You can put a piece of bread in your tobacco. There are different ways of doing it, but in general, when pipe tobacco gets dried out, it's really gone. I mean, you can smoke it, but it's kind of a ghost of its old past, so it will never have the same flavor as it once did before. What's a good beginner dip? Okay, a beginner dip, I don't dip again. I've never tried dip. I don't dip personally. I watch a lot of dip videos because I find them entertaining, but I don't dip personally. I would say, from what I've heard, I would say Hawkins, which is very weak. Hawkins, Skull Apple, Skull Peach. How about Kayak Grape? So, it's a very low dip. If you've never smoked before, you've never consumed any nicotine before, you probably want something that's very low in nicotine. You want something that's very low. If you're coming from cigarettes, if you're trying to switch from cigarettes, then you probably want something stronger. You probably want something like Copenhagen or Kodiak or Skullberry, because you have to have a lot of nicotine to satisfy you. What's a good beginner cigarette? Okay. First off, if you don't smoke cigarettes, don't start. Please don't start smoking cigarettes. To answer the question of what's a good beginner cigarette, Marlboro Ultralights, Marlboro Silvers, Marlboro Lights, Marlboro Milds, very, very low nicotine, easy to inhale, Newport Lights or Newport Golds, very low nicotine, Salem Lights, Salem Ultralights, or Salem Silver, Salem Golds, very low nicotine, very low strength tobacco in the cigarette. You don't. The point is when you're trying your first cigarette, or trying your first dip, or first cigar, pipe tobacco in your pipe, you don't want something that's going to kick your ass. You don't want something that's so strong you're going to be like. You don't want like that. You want something that's going to be strong enough that you're going to be able to taste it, but not too strong that it's going to be overwhelming and nasty. It's going to make you cough. It's going to make you dizzy. It's going to make you lightheaded. So, again, if you're not a cigarette smoker, please don't start. Okay, what are some of the differences between vaping and smoking? Okay, vaping versus smoking. There is a difference. Vaping is when you smoke, or not smoke, you use electronic cigarettes, electronic cigars, electronic pipes, and you are basically, I don't know the science of it, and please don't correct me. I don't vape myself. You're basically using a solution that has propylene glycol, flavors, nicotine, and water, and you're basically creating a vapor, and you're inhaling that instead of a cigarette. Smoking is when you are burning a plant. Whether you're smoking cannabis or tobacco or opium, you're burning a plant and you're smoking, and you're either inhaling it or puffing on it. So, I'm burning the cigar leaf right now. I am lighting the cigar on fire and smoking it. I'm actually using actual fire, so that's the difference between smoking and vaping. What's the difference between chew and dip? Good question. I really hope somebody would ask this question. Chewing tobacco is you get this every day when you see on YouTube. You'll see the stupid anti-smoking videos. They'll say, well, he chewed dip, or he was chewing dip. No. Chewing tobacco is long leaf cut tobacco that's usually coated in a sugar-like flavor like molasses, and you throw it in your cheek and you actually chew it. You actually are chewing it and biting on it with your teeth and going, and then going, and there's a lot of juice. Dip or moist snuff, dipping tobacco, is fine cut up tobacco that is put in your lower lip right here and just held there. You do not chew dip. There is no chewing involved with dip. You're just holding it there. In addition, dip comes in a lot more flavors. There's a lot more flavors of dip. There's also a lot more variety of dip. Dip is a lot more convenient to find. So there are a lot of differences between chew and dip. What kind of tobacco can give you the best buzz? Well, the best buzz, if you're looking for just a relaxation, a cigar, a pipe tobacco. Because there's just a little bit of nicotine in it, and it will make you just feel a little bit relaxed. Like this is making me feel a little bit relaxed right now. Almost inhaled again. Now, if you're looking for a really strong buzz, you're looking for a really strong, knock your socks off buzz, then you want something strong. You want something like rope tobacco. You want something like an Opus X cigar, or a Añejo cigar, or I don't know, some really knock your ass off cigar. If you're looking to get buzzed, if you're looking to get all woo, dizzy and lightheaded, you're looking to get nauseous. I'm not sure why you would do that, but that's what you're looking for. It's something that has a ton of nicotine. The more nicotine, the more buzz you'll get. What's your favorite smoke of the day? I'm not sure what he's talking about. Your favorite smoke of the day? Maybe my morning smoke. I like smoking in the morning time. I like smoking in the nighttime. I mean, I'm not sure what he really meant. Maybe what type of tobacco I'm not sure what he's talking about. He says, "What's your favorite smoke of the day?" I really have no favorite smoke of the day. I smoke when I want to. So Are little cigars like cigarettes? Now, little cigars, like I explained earlier in one of the first questions, little cigars are basically just cigarettes, but they have a cigar leaf. They have a homogenized paper, and they're doing it to avoid taxation and laws, so they can make flavored cigars, air quote cigars. So that's why they are doing that, is to avoid taxes and avoid the FDA laws. Now, the differences between them are little cigars, from I've heard and I've smoked a couple of them. They are a little bit harder to draw on the cigarettes. When you're taking a drag off them, they have more resistance. Like this has more resistance. This cigar right here has more resistance than a cigarette. So when you're sucking on it, didn't sound right. You have to put more. You have to use more. You have to use more. More mouth muscles to suck through the cigar, because the paper is thicker. The thicker the paper, or the thicker the substance you're burning, the harder it is to suck through. So cigarettes, the reason they're so easy to draw through is because it's paper. It's just bleached paper you're smoking. That's why you just can go like that. You'll get smoke out of it. Seeding and smoke out of it. So that's why the difference between little cigars and cigarettes. Are little cigars good for beginner cigar smokers? No. Little cigars are basically cigarettes. People say, well, you can't inhale those. You can't inhale those. How dare you inhale those? You know, those are cigars. No. Little cigars like DeJarms or DeHarms or Al Capone's, they are basically cigarettes. The only reason they are completely different than premium hand-rolled cigars. The only reason they are marketing them as cigars is to avoid taxation, so they can sell them for $3 a pack instead of $8 a pack. The only reason they are doing that is to avoid the FDA rules, so they can flavor them with actual flavors. You can't sell flavored cigarettes in the United States anymore, as of 2009. They are completely different than regular cigars. These cigars right here, they are completely different. Completely different. What are your top 3 favorite nasal snuffs? I have not tried a whole lot of nasal snuffs. I would say currently, I would say I love a lot of the Wilson's Sharo snuff, the Toke snuff. I would say, just touching this up. Yeah, I really don't have any favorite snuff. I don't do snuff enough to really notice. So, yeah, I'd say the Toke snuffs, the Delakia snuffs, the Wilson's Sharo snuffs. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite snuff so far. I do love Packers Club snuff. Packers Club snuff, Pacho snuff, because they have a really strong menthol flavor and you can really smell it in your nose. I would say the Pacho snuffs are probably my favorite. What kind of dip would be good for a beginner? Well, I used to answer that question. I already answered that question. There's really no one good dip for a beginner. It all depends on what you like. If you're into smoking Marlboro Reds, you're going to have to get a stronger dip. If you're into smoking light cigarettes, you're going to have to get a weaker dip. It all depends on what you smoke. Or you dip, sorry. Or you smoke and dip. Why is smoking nice after a meal? I don't know. Some people just like smoking after a meal. I know a lot of cigarette smokers, they like smoking after a meal. It's kind of nice because you have a lot of stuff in their stomach. So maybe it's because the nicotine isn't as strong because they have a lot of stuff in their stomach. The more you eat in your stomach, the less of a buzz you'll get because you have more stuff to absorb the nicotine. It's kind of like when you're drinking alcohol. If you have bread in your stomach, if you're eating a lot of bread and a lot of dough and black coffee, it dilutes the alcohol, so I'm not sure. But I know a lot of cigarette smokers like to smoke after their meal. They crave a cigarette after the meal, after they eat. Why do pipe and cigar smokers prefer matches? I don't prefer matches. I love lighters. See? I love lighters. I don't really use matches that much anymore. As in matches, 860. I mean, matches burn cooler and they allow you to taste the tobacco more, so, and supposedly they're less unhealthy because they don't have butane in them. They do have sulfur. I'm not sure how much of a truth that is to that. But, I mean, matches are nice. They're cheaper in general because they just come disposable. You know, you just buy a box of matches. But, there's no right or wrong answer to a lot of this stuff. Matches are fine. Lighters are fine. The only thing you want to avoid is paper matches, torch lighters, and that kind of, well, torch lighters for a pipe. I mean, if you're smoking a pipe, you never want to use a torch lighter because you'll set up your pipe on fire. If you're using, excuse me, if you're using a pipe or cigar, you don't want paper matches because those are meant for cigarette smokers. Aside from that, there's no right or wrong answer. Lighters are fine, matches are fine, they're all fine. What are skull bandits? I have no idea. Skull bandits, I looked up on YouTube. I'm not sure what it really is. I don't know what skull bandits are. If somebody knows what skull bandits are, please let me know through a comment. I'm not sure if it's a code name or if it's some kind of joke. I'm not sure. What is your opinion on about the Chinese government banning tobacco? I didn't know the Chinese government was banning tobacco. Excuse me, my throat's getting kind of dry. This is why I don't like talking a lot. So, I mean, I didn't realize the Chinese government was banning tobacco. I mean, are they trying to ban tobacco in China? I'm not sure. I would look it up. I would Google it. I would go to Google and Bing. I didn't realize the Chinese government was trying to ban tobacco. Do you smoke hard cigarettes? What in the world are hard cigarettes? Are you talking about I'm really sorry. Excuse me. I'm really sorry. I got a very dry tick in my throat. Sorry. My throat's kind of dry. This is why I don't talk generally for 45 minutes or an hour. And probably my throat's probably still recovering from inhaling that cigar. So, anyway, my throat's dry. So, back to the question. So, what are hard cigarettes? I have no idea. Are you talking about a hard pack versus a soft pack? Are you talking about, are you talking about a hard pack of cigarettes versus a soft pack? I mean, a soft pack is it's softer. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is your opinion on electronic cigarettes? I've tried them. I tried them once. I personally don't like them. I prefer tobacco. I prefer actual tobacco. I like smoking tobacco. I've tried electronic cigarette once, but yes, it's unhealthy to smoke. But the point is, I've tried electronic cigarettes once, but I really have no opinion on them. I prefer tobacco. And I know this video might be a little bit all over the place, but I was trying to answer these questions as best I can. Best cigarette. Okay, the best cigarette I've ever tried, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I get these comments a lot. People are like, do you roll your own cigarettes, dude? You know, do you smoke cigarettes? No, I don't. When I used to smoke cigarettes, the best cigarette I tried was National American Spirit Blue Tin. It came in the roll your own Blue Tin. And it was a shag cut, and you roll your own cigarettes. So I used to bum those from my aunts. So when I was 18 or so, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on my best cigarette because I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I get these comments all the time. People are like, "Oh, you're talking about pipe tobacco. That's actually, you're rolling cigarettes. You know, you're taking a rolling machine." I'm not smoking cigarettes. Okay, I get these comments all the time. So I'd say either Marlboro Reds or National American Spirit. Do you like cigars or pipes better? I'll already answer this. I like pipes and then cigars. Pipes in a hierarchy. Pipes, cigars, then pipes, cigars, then nasal snuff, then hookah. So I don't have a one favorite tobacco. I don't have a one favorite smoking thing or smoking device or smoking paraphernalia. I have a lot of favorite stuff, okay? Have you ever tried Matt Seaman cigars or nasal snuff? I really apologize, my throat is dry. Matt Seaman, I have no idea what that is. I googled it a couple days ago. I have no idea. What is Matt Seaman? It sounds like something really nasty. What is Matt Seaman? I'll spell it for you. M-A-T-T-C-E-M-E-N. I have no idea. Is it cum? I mean, not to be rude, but what is it? What is Matt Seaman nasal snuff? Where is the weirdest place you have smoked tobacco? No place. I smoke 99% of the time in my backyard. You know, right here, my deck. I smoke I smoke in my garage. I smoke in my tobacconist smoking lounge. I would say the weirdest place I smoked is probably the garage during a hurricane. A couple of years ago we had a hurricane around here. I smoked in the garage with the power off. So, aside from that, I don't smoke in public places. I don't smoke outside stores. I don't smoke in boats or cars or airplanes or whatever. So, can tobacco get you high? No. Tobacco has nicotine. So nicotine is a drug, obviously. It gets you buzzed, it gets you relaxed, it gets you thinking more clearly. It gives you a pleasurable buzz, but no, it does not get you high. There's no such thing as getting high on tobacco. You can say, well, that tobacco got me really high. But there's no such thing as getting high on tobacco. It's not weed, it's not coke, it's not heroin. It's just nicotine, it's a drug, whatever. So it does not get you high. And most cigars and pipes don't have a lot of nicotine in general. Okay, 3 more questions. Can tobacco get you, what happens if you swallow chewing tobacco? Good question. If you swallow chewing tobacco, the spit from the chewing tobacco, the saliva, you can get very, very, very sick. You can throw up, you can puke, you can gag, it can hurt your stomach and your intestines, so you never want to swallow chewing tobacco. You want to spit it out. You want to spit the tobacco, the juices out. If you swallow actual whole leaves of tobacco, it can go to your stomach and can really upset your stomach. Again, I don't chew tobacco myself. I've never chewed tobacco in my life, so Okay, 2 more questions. We're almost done. I've never smoked tobacco. How much should I smoke for the first time? Okay. When you try your first pipe, cigar, cigarette, hookah, again, if you don't smoke cigarettes, don't start, please. When you try your first pipe or your cigar, you want to try something mild. You want to try something that doesn't have a lot of nicotine. You want to try something that is mild in general. And you're never obligated to smoke the entire cigar. If at any time you want to just put the cigar down and put it out, like this, that's fine. You're not obligated to smoke the cigar. Like Smoke Rings Pipe Dream says, you're only obligated to smoke the first half of the cigar. So, you're never obligated to finish a cigar, finish a pipe tobacco. If at any time you feel dizzy, you feel buzzed, you feel you're like you're gonna throw up, you feel nauseous, just put it out. It's not that much money down the drain. Unless you're smoking a $50 cigar, it's not that much money down the drain. Just put it out. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting sick. So, and last question, finally. Based on your experience, which country produces the best tobacco? Best country that produces the best tobacco? That all depends. If you're talking about pipe tobacco that's put in a pipe, then I would say United States, probably. I mean, it depends. If you like English tobaccos, then obviously Syria and Cyprus. If you like, Virginias in the United States. If you're talking about cigars, if you're talking about cigars, it might be Cuba, it might be Dominican Republic, it might be Nicaragua, it might be Honduras. It all depends. I mean, some people believe that Cuban cigars are the best cigars in the world. They're really not. So, it all depends. There's no one best country in the world. So that's it. That's all the questions, so I finished all the questions. I apologize for this video being a little off and a little bit all over the place. There was noise in the background. There was all this weird stuff in the background. I mean, I inhaled the cigar obviously, so that my throat was scratchy and dry throughout the video. I don't inhale tobacco in general, so that's why my throat was was dry and scratchy. So aside from that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Even though it was not the best video in the world, I think this video was high quality, but it wasn't the best quality. So please don't nasty comments. Please don't comments like, dude, this video sucks, dude, it sucks, dude. If you don't like the video, don't watch the video. I tried my best to make this video good. Not much else to say. I enjoy doing this video. I will do another fact video eventually. I will do another fact video probably on cigars. Probably in the near future. Not near future.